The trial began this morning in the case of a former amateur MMA fighter accused of killing a Tyndall Air Force Base airman from Malone. 26-year-old Ross Allen Johnson has pleaded not guilty to charges of manslaughter and aggravated battery. In April of 2023, a fight broke out inside of the Coyote Ugly nightclub in Panama City Beach, then spilled into the parking lot. Beach police said 31-year-old Davon Larry was running across the parking lot to help a friend when Johnson ran up behind him and punched him in the back of the head behind the ear. Ultimately, that blow was determined to be fatal. News 13's Grace Velez was inside the courtroom today. She now joins us live from the Bay County Courthouse. So, Grace, what did day one of trial tell us about this case?
Shelby, today we learned that there's an abundance of video and photo evidence in this case. Now, we're talking about almost 30 hours of surveillance and body camera footage, along with nearly 300 photos. These are going to be used as key points of evidence from both the state and the defense as they argue their cases.
During opening statements, both sides told the jury that all the information they need to make their decision was caught on camera. Witnesses then set the scene of what started as a bar fight between two individuals. Neither Davon Larry or the defendant, Ross Johnson, instigated the initial altercation inside the bar, but that fight would quickly turn deadly. This video showing some of the last moments Davon Larry was alive, out celebrating a friend's birthday. Witnesses explained the two different groups involved, the defendant's group, which included Johnson and a few friends, and what the state referred to as the Air Force group that Davon Larry was with. Witnesses from both groups took the stand recounting things they heard and saw amidst the chaos.
At some point in time, did the defendant come over and say something to you?
Yes.
What did he say to you?
He says, I hit that guy, I think I killed him.
And this was one of his really close buddies. And so when EMS eventually got there, I just hugged Zach and just turned him away from him.
Panama City Beach criminal investigator Andrew Pelletier oversaw this case. He also took the stand, telling jurors how Johnson changed his story several times during interviews.
Initially, he said that he could have run into the victim, he believes, and then he said he could have pushed the victim. Then he said he could have shoulder checked the victim. And then he said, he could have struck the victim with his right hand. And then ultimately, he told us he could have struck the victim with his left hand in the face.
Pelletier's testimony lasted over 2 hours. Both sides went frame by frame with the investigator, breaking down each moment and identifying each participant in the fight. Another witness took the stand, testifying she saw Johnson make the hit that knocked Larry to the ground.
And he jumped over the railing, and he veered to the left, and he punched somebody in the head, and then he joined the other fight that was happening.
Johnson's defense attorney's cross-examinations focused on the other individuals in the fight and what they were arrested for. He seemed to be building a case the defendant was acting in self-defense.
The state is expected to wrap their case tomorrow morning. After that, we'll learn if the defendant, Ross Johnson, will be taking the stand or not. A verdict is also expected to be delivered tomorrow. But for now, reporting live in Bay County, I'm Grace Velez, News 13, Panhandle Strong. I'm going to send it back to you, Shelby.
All right, thanks, Grace.